what games have you been playing recently?
Oh yeah, I've been getting into Control. I think that's it. I've been trying to play a little more guitar and stuff. Spend time doing car stuff and guitar stuff. But when I am gaming, I've been getting into Control because I think I got it on a sale or something. It's a cool game, man. You played it?
Not yet. I bought it, but it was I got it on a Epic. It was I got it for like $20. I couldn't pass it up for $20. I've just been waiting
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. Um, oh, incidentally, I just read that um, Watch Dogs 2 is going to be free on Sunday.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
So a game I heard a lot of mixed reviews about. I wouldn't, I wasn't going to go spend money on it, but for free, I'll give that a try.
Hell yeah. I think it's worth it too. Like the Watch Dogs series is interesting because it's not quite as bad as its reputation might make you think.
Mm,
It just suffers from Ubisoft game syndrome, like it's just like they overhype their games like out the gate, or they overbloat their games. Like there's just something about their game that, like, when Watch Dogs first came out, like they immediately put a sour taste in people's mouths, right? Because like, they showed us what was essentially like a target render of what the game was going to be like. Um and it was in real time, but it wasn't representative of what we ended up getting. And like the E3 this E3 demo that they showed was like super cutting edge, right? Like I don't the level of spectacle that that demo showed, I think that we're just now getting to that level of spectacle in our games. Like um like it to me felt like grandiose kind of in the same way like Resident Evil 3, like Nemesis breaking through walls and chasing you through the city, like that kind of grandiose. That's how this Watchdog demo felt.
mm.
And it was beautiful, like rainy city, and it's like I forget, maybe it's like Chicago or something, and it's like you can see all these beautiful reflections and like volumetric smoke everywhere, and like headlights beaming and like all this traffic, and you can like use your phone to like you know make these traps go off in traffic, and like you can hack into everybody's profiles and like see what they're about and steal money from them and stuff, like, which the original game ended up doing all that shit, but the way they showed it off initially was
Right.
so captivating, and what we ended up getting was so hobbled, like especially like when the game released on PC and people found out, like, if you just tweak some settings, the game graphically gets really really close to what the E3 demo showed, but they
Mm.
just purposefully stripped all that shit out to kind of like hamper like the PC version so the console versions would sell more. Um, it was strange, and so like they like the first Watch Dogs. It was, I mean, it was a solid game, honestly. Like it wasn't bad. Um,
Yeah, I haven't played it. Uh, I got from reading reviews of it, I got the impression that it was one of these games that, like you said, promises a lot, kind of under delivers in some ways. Maybe tries to tell like a bigger story, and just kind of like the story feels a little thin instead. That kind of deal.
mhm.
Like try to layer in some social commentary, but it's a little thin.
Yep. And so with Watch Dogs 2, they focused in, like, they kind of realized, like, there's now no visual bar to set, like we're head and shoulders in current gen, and so you don't have to blow us away with visuals. We know what the game looks like, and so we know how you can improve upon it as well. And so, they went into Watch Dogs 2 with really reasonable standards. And the story was also like, even though like the story was also like socially relevant, as far as like being kind of like a sharp outcast type in a technological society, and kind of being aware of these issues, and like how, like, being aware of how you can manipulate things based on technology. Like it still plays with that whole concept as a story, but it's a lot more kind of inviting and, I guess, hip. Like 2010 games are like really hip. Like it
Well,
was.
I read too that they made the character really, like really enjoyable and like like a fun character rather than, like so many games, the character, is like such a hard ass or a total asshole or whatever. and so they made this guy likable.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, it's interesting that you mentioned that because Ubisoft, they don't normally do characters like that.
Hmm.
Like,
So I guess they're doing some kind of um, like announcement for what's it called? Watch Dogs Legion or something, the new one.
mhm.
So that's at Sunday, I think at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And so during that announcement event, Watch Dogs 2 is free.
Oh.
That's the the advertising.
That's cool. See, man, like, you know what, man? When Ubisoft gets it, when they're in their bag, they are in their bag. Like, I can name specific spots in Ubisoft's history over the last few console cycles where you can just tell they're on. Like, I feel like Assassin's Creed 2 and 3, I feel like they were on. I feel like with Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 5, they were red hot. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially Far Cry 3. Like, Far Cry 3 was so good, it kind of broke the industry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it created like the Far Cry 3 formula, like imagine every single Ubisoft game follows that formula that Far Cry 3 set, like as far as like this big open world, and you can like go to all these places to explore, but you have to unlock it and you have to find maps, and you can kind of go at your own pace, and you go look at your map system, and there are a million different types of side quests that you can go to, and like you can like, yeah, that they nailed it with Far Cry 3, but now they just keep making games that do that. Like,